Hello and welcome to ENN. I'm Cameron Stabline.
And I'm Emily Aarons, and this is your weekly news update. Edinburgh students received an email on Thursday, February 9th from interim president Dr. James Moran. In it, he addresses Governor Corbett's proposed budget cuts of 20% to Pennsylvania's state system of higher education universities. Dr. Moran explains that Edinburgh's state allocation would drop from over $28 million in the 2010 to 2011 school year to over $19 million in the 2012 to 2013 school year. As of October 2011, Edinburgh was set to receive $26.4 million in the next 5 years in the form on capital improvements. As of now, the university only expects $3.4 million. Despite this, Dr. Moran maintains that the university is committed to student success and quality education. Stay tuned to ENN for more as budget talks continue this year.
February marks Black History Month. This month honors the contributions as well as recognizes the role of African Americans in United States history. The celebration began in 1926 with Carter G. Woodson, a historian whose parents were both former slaves. After earning his PhD from Harvard, Woodson pioneered the celebration of Negro History Week, designated for the second week in February to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. Later, the Week of Remembrance was extended to the full month we celebrate today. One event Edinburgh has scheduled to celebrate Black History Month is a trivia game night to take place on February 17th at 11 p.m. in the multi-purpose room of the Frank G. Polk Student Center. For more information on the upcoming events on campus, visit the Edinburgh University homepage.
The overall reaction of this year's Super Bowl was mixed. The New York Giants beat the New England Patriots for the second time in 4 years. Madonna, Nicki Minaj, and LMAFO performed during halftime in commercials from companies like Doritos, M&M, and Chrysler entertained viewers overall, though the tradition of gathering with family and friends to enjoy the game seemed to a hit. ENN hit campus to find out what the Edinburgh community thought of the Super Bowl.
I was rooting for the New York Giants.
I was pretty upset.
I was pretty excited. I mean, I'm not really in support of either team, but I'd rather see the Giants win than the Patriots.
It was better than last year. It's better than the Black Eyed Peas.
I really like the Chrysler commercial with Clint Eastwood.
My favorite commercial was the dog and the Doritos. That was my favorite commercial. I thought it was great.
But I love Doritos, so I like the Doritos commercial.
Okay, I love the Super Bowl.
A spring concert is scheduled. Edinburgh's Student Concert Series Committee and Student Government Association teamed up with Gannon University and Penn State Barron. The concert will feature The Fray, Jack's Mannequin, and Annie Grammer at the Thule Arena in Erie on April 15th. Tickets must be purchased at beg4music.com, the Thule Arena box office, or by calling 814-452-4857. A special student rate is available through February 24th. Transportation will be provided on the day of the concert, but students must sign up at the SGA convenience store on the second floor of the Frank G. Polk Student Center. Call 732-1455 with any questions and check your student email for more information.
We'll be right back with entertainment and global news, followed by weather and sports.
My pot of gold, your daddy's little girl, to heaven home.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, good game.
Oh, there we go.
Great game, man.
This year's MVP goes to Jake.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk.
Welcome to Entertainment News. I'm Josh Petrusko.
And I'm Amanda Leberman. Saturday, pop icon Whitney Houston was found dead in her Beverly Hills Hilton hotel room. The singer, known for drug abuse, was just 48 years old. An autopsy was held Sunday, though no information was released. Houston was remembered by LL Cool J at the 54th Grammy Awards, where she was a 6-time winner, and with a memorial performance by singer Jennifer Hudson. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have filed an application to trademark the name of their 1-month-old daughter, Blue Ivy Carter. The superstar couple plans to use Blue Ivy as a brand name for a line of baby products, which would include carriages and diaper bags. Nicole Snooki Paluzzi and Jenny J. Wow Farley have found a new home. After being denied a permit to film in Hoboken, New Jersey, their Jersey Shore spin-off will now take place in Jersey City, New Jersey, with cops watching at all times. Production is set to begin later this month.
8 seasons and 177 shows later, popular medical TV show House is coming to an end this spring. Executive producers announced that the show will not be returning. Fox executives were afraid that after such a long run, viewership would begin to diminish, as well as the revenue being generated from advertising. During its peak in 2006 and 2007, House had close to 20 million viewers. Over the past 2 seasons, viewership has diminished to about half of that. Co-founder of Death Row Records, Marion Suge Knight, was arrested in Las Vegas on Thursday, February 9th, on 3 outstanding traffic warrants and a suspicion of marijuana possession. The rap mogul was pulled over after an undisclosed traffic violation near the Vegas Strip. Upon searching Knight's Bentley, cops discovered less than an ounce of marijuana. After spending a few hours in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Knight was released, posting a bail of $2,600. Knight is expected in court in the coming weeks. That's all for this week. Stay tuned next time for more entertainment news.
Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening. Are we clear? Clear. We just buzzed.
Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. He'll be fine.
I feel good. Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
This is a man who almost learned to walk at a rehab center that almost got built by people who almost gave money. Almost gave. How good is almost giving? About as good as almost walking.
Department dispatcher is being questioned about a possible delay in sending authorities to the home of Josh Powell, whose house blew up, killing himself and his 2 sons. The boy's social worker called 911 on February 5th after Powell locked himself and his sons inside their home. The social worker explained that she was afraid for the boys' lives, but the 911 dispatcher said they had to respond to the life-threatening situation first. Just after the call ended is when the house blew up and killed everyone inside. Call logs show the dispatcher did not send authorities until minutes after the call ended, and they did not arrive on the scene for another 14 minutes. Powell lost custody of his sons last fall after being arrested for child pornography and voyeurism. He was also a person of interest in the 2009 disappearance of his wife. During the investigation, it was found that Powell attacked his sons with a hatchet before the house was set on fire. It is unknown if a quicker response would have saved the boys. An 85-year-old woman is suing a debt collector after they made a phony 911 suicide call to the police. In 2010, Annie Sessions fell behind on her credit card payments to Wells Fargo after unanticipated financial setbacks and potentially facing foreclosure. Wells Fargo threatened legal action during phone calls to Sessions after she tried to explain that she did not have the money to pay the account and still provide her basic needs. During one phone call, a debt collector asked Sessions how she would commit suicide and then called 911. Police showed up at Sessions' home and forcibly took her to a local emergency room. Sessions was released after the hospital, felt she was not a threat to herself. Her medical bill came to $1,055. Sessions is suing for $250,000 over the incident. That's all I have for you now. Coming up next, we have weather and sports.
Hello everyone, I'm Dorian Churn. Let's take a look at the week's weather forecast. We're going to start off on Monday. We have mostly sunny skies, highs 31 with a low of 24 degrees. On Tuesday, we have snow showers in the area, highs 35 with a low of 29 degrees. On Wednesday, hump day, everyone, we have mostly sunny skies, highs 35 with a low of 26 degrees. On Thursday, we have rain and snow shower mix, highs 38 with a low of 31 degrees. And on Friday, the last day of the school week, we have few snow showers in the area, highs 33 with a low of 25 degrees. And let's take a look at today's trivia question. Which is the lowest temperature ever recorded in the United States? A, negative 79.8 degrees, B, negative 12 degrees, or C, negative 100 degrees, 0.5. And today's trivia answer is, it is A. Oh, that's wrong. It's supposed to be negative 79.8 degrees. I wish it was warm because we can sure need it here in the wintertime. I'm Dorian Churn, and we'll take it to sports after these commercial breaks.
The conflict in Darfur has led to some of the worst human rights abuses.
More than 200,000 people have been killed. 2.5 million have been displaced.
Families torn apart.
Please, take a stand with us.
Let the people of Darfur know they are not alone.
Join us. Join us. Join us at aidstillrequired.org.
And do something for Darfur.
Together. Together. Together, we have the power to change the world. What do you stand for?
Welcome to ENN Sports. I'm Patrick Nuzzo. After beating number 18 ranked Gannon, the women's basketball team finished off a strong week by defeating Slippery Rock 62-39. The story early on in the game was Katie Collins, who had her first start here at Edinboro. She finished with 8 points and added 4 steals. Collins and Samantha Blazetic were responsible for Edinboro's first 12 points and helped build a 20-7 lead over the first 7 minutes. The Scots never looked back as Blazetic finished with 19 points and 14 rebounds, while Kiara Brown also continued her good year by adding 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. The number 2 women's team moves to 22-0 and a perfect 18-0 in PSAC games. After a tough overtime loss against Gannon, the Borough men's team looked to rebound against Slippery Rock. The Rock had other ideas, however, as they built a 12-2 lead by the first media timeout. With just over 8 minutes left, Edinboro would pull to within 4 after a Clint Nicholson three-pointer, but that was about it for Edinboro as they trailed by double digits for almost the rest of the game. Slippery Rock's Devin Taylor finished with 16 points and 14 rebounds, while Shaquille Pratt added 20 points from the bench. Edinboro's Isaiah Prince did continue his hot streak with 22 points in this game, but in the end, the Rock offense was too much to handle as they defeat the Scots 76-68. The men's team drops to 11-11. Both Edinboro teams have a home game against IUP, then travel to Clarion and Mercyhurst. We're going back to Macomb Fieldhouse as the Wrestlers took on Michigan State on Military and First Responders Appreciation Night. Early on in the 149-pound category, Edinboro's Dave Habit was forced into overtime by Dan Osterman. The overtime was short, though, as Habit scored a takedown only 17 seconds into the OT period. However, Edinboro did trail 15-12 going into the final 2 matches. That's when number 2 Chris Honeycutt continued his dominant season by defeating Nick McDiarmid 6-2. So it comes down to Edinboro's Ernest James in the final match. James did not disappoint as he scored the takedown in the final seconds of the 3rd period to give Edinboro the victory 18-15. Here's Torsten Gillespie and Zach Baumgartner with the call.
Ernest James, double again! He gets him down 2! We have 10 seconds left. Ernest James takes him down 3-1. And that will be the match, it looks like.
That's going to be...
Ernest James wins it at heavyweight 3-1, giving Edinboro a very, very exciting
The Edinboro wrestling team, now 9-2, will travel to Pittsburgh before coming back home for their final home meet against West Virginia. That's all the sports news I have for you this week. Until next week, see you out there. And that's all we have for you this week. Tune in next week for more news, weather, and sports.
Remember, you can email edinburghtv@gmail.com with any story ideas you have. Thanks for tuning in.